Dan Gordon, Mayor of the Waimakariri, should be on the end of this particular line. Good morning, Dan. How are you?
Good morning, Kerry. Good morning to your listeners. I'm well. You always seem to play the songs I like. Fontana's one of those great.
Well, it's what we do here at Compass FM. We do tend to play a lot of songs that people like, Dan. That's sort of, part of the deal.
Well, thank you for ESP and knowing my preferred music each time I come on.
Good on
well
you.
Done.
Nothing wrong with that. We'll have Dire Straits for you next week, okay? In fact, last week
awesome.
when we said goodbye, we played a Dire Straits song, but you probably didn't hear that.
Hey, I did, and I appreciated that.
Oh, good on you. Hey, look, you've been in the news recently in regards to an ECAN story about their rate rides. These guys, well, look, we've been having some great nights out here, nice blue, clear nights, seeing the stars, that sort of thing. Big news in regards today that pollution in the big cities have dropped about 75-80%. It's always nice out here. Why are ECAN wanting to put a 9% rate rise on us?
Well, they've gone out with a draft in their draft annual plan at 9.8 cents. The messaging we've had back from ECAN since we've made our submissions, it'll be nothing like that, and they certainly are aware that we're in a very difficult climate. We made strongly a submission with regards to Park and Ride and the express bus service that the rate was projected to go up, which had been indicated around $22 to $30. They then added an additional rate of $27, so it was about a 73% rate increase on passenger transport, and we've said on behalf of our ratepayers that that's just not acceptable and they need to relook at it. And I was involved in a call yesterday with Mayor of Christchurch, the Chair of Environment Canterbury and other officials, including NZTA, trying to nut out a proposed way forward, because we're involved in an arrangement around the third lane that goes on the motorway that when that opens, that there would be an express bus service as part of managing the downstream effects. So it's an arrangement that involves all partners. So I was encouraged after our call yesterday that they will certainly be looking at that, as well as the timing. We've said in our submission we think that should be delayed by 12 months in light of COVID, particularly the rating impact. So looking forward to hearing where ECAN get to in that space, but certainly put forward a strong argument on behalf of our ratepayers that you've just got to look at making savings across the board, and that's exactly what we're doing as a council. We go into our draft annual plan consideration next week.
Okay. All right. Talking about bus services, what about bus service from Oxford?
Yeah, a bit of a shame that Redbus withdrew their service with little notice. I had contact from a number of people, so I've pulled a few people together, and I'm really pleased to hear that there are some private providers coming about that will offer service for the students that go into the city, as well as a private service to assist with other commuters. So out of a disappointing announcement has come a positive community response, including Oxford Community Trust, which are a fantastic service up that way that offer regular trips to Rangiora, as well as hospital and medical-related appointments. So, yeah, I had a call with the CEO of ECAN on the Friday. I think it was after the Thursday they announced it. He resigned that afternoon. I'm not sure that was to do with me, though, but they're in a difficult situation. Redbus, they've lost a lot of money in terms of routes, so I certainly understand the difficulty they were in, but from our point of view, it was a private service. It wasn't run by ECAN. It was just disappointing that it was withdrawn so quickly with no notice. But anyway, out of that has come a positive result of other services, but it's not a rated service, it's a private service, and my role in that was just to pull parties together to make sure there was a service for the community.
Absolutely. So it's a situation where local is looking after local?
Absolutely. And the three providers out there, Little Blue Bus Company, another fellow based out that works, I think it's Done and Dusted is the name of the firm, and then Oxford Community Trust. So between them, they seem to have developed services that will continue to support the community, which is really good. That's
Absolutely. But it's not the only business or enterprise that is going through a wee bit of tough times. Red Bus, we're talking about a couple of businesses in the Waimakariri, a relatively large home improvement outfit announced nationwide. There's about 7 or 8 of these Bunnings stores closing down. Did that surprise you, Dan?
It did surprise me, particularly because they're quite recently here, and they've also just invested a lot of money in a new garden centre extension. They own the building there. It was announced just out of surprise. I think it was on the Wednesday of last week. I organised a call with the New Zealand director of Bunnings and had a conversation with her just to stress the importance of that business remaining here for competition, also for local jobs, and also stress the importance of looking after those people if they do make that unfortunate decision, but offered any support that our council can to help them in their decision by way. I know that they had been considering a bigger site because I think they felt that site wasn't ideal, so anything we could do to assist them with that and help identify options, we were open to that. So I followed it up with a letter to that individual, and I'm just hopeful that they will reconsider that because it's important that we have national retailers like that here. It's good for our area and good for local competition. People have choice and also jobs.
Absolutely, jobs and a wee bit of competition is always a good thing. Dan Gordon, Mayor of the Waimakariri District, thanks so much for coming on to Compass FM. Hey, why don't we just put it in the diary to do this again next Tuesday as well?
Sounds good.
Do you think it's a good idea? Look, it's something that seems to flow quite nicely.
I enjoy coming on your show, Kerry. So yeah, let's do it next week.
Why not? Why? Exactly. We could have been twins there, the way we said that together. So well done, Dan Gordon, Mayor of the Waimakariri District. We'll see you again next week. How does that sound?
Thanks, Kerry. Have a great week.
You too.
Cheers.
Fantastic.